Yo, what's up YouTube family? Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see more hot videos just like this. Let's get it, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna say it calmly so that you all listen and respond rationally. The port strike, which is now happening, is affecting goods that come into the country because that is where they come into. They come from the other countries into the US via the ports and get shipped and distributed from there. The majority of your household goods, food especially, is coming from the US and is not impacted by the port strike, meaning there is zero reason to be fighting in the aisles of Costco, Walmart, Target, wherever over toilet paper, paper towels, and canned goods. You will still have access to those things because we have those in the US. The only people that are struggling for resources right now are those of us that have been impacted by the hurricane. Please don't act like a fucking idiot and create a completely avoidable situation. Thanks.
At least the good stuff.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
For sure, for sure.
I'm a longshoreman for LA Long Beach, and LA is fighting against this right here. I'll tell you right now. See that? There's nobody there. Automation. I work at an automated dock. It's no joke. They're losing thousands of jobs. So you got all these machines. Look at all these machines right here. There's no people. They ain't paying no taxes. They ain't paying no money. This is what ILA is fighting about. This all used to be filled with top handlers, UTR drivers, clerks, all this yard. Look how big this yard is. And there ain't hardly any people on this thing. This is what they're fighting about. I work at an automated dock right here, Port of LA, Long Beach. Keep fighting, brothers. Keep fighting.
Like I was telling some people in the comment section, that's just part of the truth. The real truth is about to begin now. The truth that, that they want publicized all over the MSM, aka mainstream media.
So, all the port workers went on strike. Everybody going crazy trying to buy toilet paper, all their supplies. What I'm trying to say is, what about all those people who cross over? Because I'm pretty sure some of those containers probably got people inside of them. And I feel bad, bro, because they're probably going to die. They got to bring in some scabs to take over. I know it's like 50,000 positions that they have to fill, but shit, if they even have to bring in the Navy, fuck it, bring in the Navy. The work can't stop, man.
So there's a bunch of people saying that port workers are also going on strike because they're tired of hearing people in these containers, hearing people who are being trafficked, screaming for their lives, screaming to be freed in these containers. That's something that was the furthest reason from my mind as to why I was thinking these people were protesting. I thought it was just unfair wages or whatever the circumstances were, but that was the furthest thing from my mind. And honestly, as much as we know human trafficking is real, I was like, how is that even allowed? Until I saw a video on TikTok of a guy who was on a container ship and showed that he was surrounded by containers. It was not a green screen. And he said that only 5 to 10% of the 10,000 containers that he was surrounded by are scanned. So it's very easy to miss. And he confirmed that it is true that humans are found in these containers. And I know you guys are probably looking at me like, well, duh, Pravi, of course, because human trafficking. I get that. And I would very much know because I actually worked in the human trafficking unit when I was a probation officer for the Department of Juvenile Justice. But nevertheless, it just is like when you hear it and then you hear it from the employees and they're like, we are tired. We're tired of hearing human beings screaming. And when you start going down the TikTok rabbit hole, it is one of the worst rabbit holes. Be wary. Have an empty stomach when you go down, because there's even videos from the 80s that I'm almost certain are not AI, where people are talking about how they found mutilated bodies in containers at these ports. And I'm just like, the only reason it's allowed is because it's being run by whomever runs the show, whomever is in charge of all of this. Just like with this Diddy thing, and no, because they're blaming the ports on Diddy, they're blaming everything, but I'm just saying, just like everything is so interconnected, that's why they're not dropping names. This is done by the people in control, and it's so sickening. What the heck is going on?
Diddy's private island, shipping container island right across the way. Diddy's island with all of his friends, just a short drive away from a very huge island platform full of shipping containers, and you have to go right next to the Coast Guard. We all know what's been sealed and talked about. What are the odds that this man lives on this island just a short walk away from this entire platform of shipping containers? Come on, what do Diddy and shipping containers have in common? Did anybody else know this? This right here kind of blows my mind, because if I was some star, the last place I'd go put my island is anywhere close to anything like that. So why in the world are these two so close to each other? And what do these and this have in common? And the fact that you have to go right past the U.S. Coast Guard, that's pretty ballsy. But hey, Diddy's island that just got raided is a short boat ride away from a whole bunch of shipping containers. Do you see the connection?
Telling you, man, peep the plot, the play. Y'all, this is not a coincidence. This is not a laughing matter, man. I'm telling you, this rabbit hole goes deep. And I'm telling you, way deeper than what we finna dive right now. You know, we finna dive in and go deep, but we ain't gonna go, not on this platform. We can't go as deep as we really want to go on this platform. Probably no platforms, because we definitely gonna get banned, man. I'm gonna tell you the way to get as deep as you want to go and learn more. You got to do your own research, y'all. And that's why I always say, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Do not believe anything you hear or see in these videos. Don't believe anything that I say in these videos. Always use your own discernment and always do your own research. You must, man, because some things we could say on here and talk about, you know, about these videos will get us banned. So we can't really say them outright. We got to kind of talk in code, if you catch my drift. It's not a game. Y'all pay attention now.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine.
Don't focus on the messenger, focus on the message. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's him.
Overlooked aspects of human trafficking is the method of transportation. How are they moving these people all around the world? I believe it's through container ships. I'm currently standing on a container ship with roughly 10,000 containers. Maybe 5 to 10% of the cargo that comes in and out of the United States is scanned, x-rayed, and looked at by CBP. Any one of these containers you see on this ship could have about 75 people in it. We know, I've talked to CBP agents before, they have found containers with advanced life support systems, food and supplies for these people to live in these containers for a substantial amount of time while they move from port to port. I believe it's a huge problem. I honestly believe, I have seen with my own eyes, I have seen families, I have seen children, we've seen stowaways, and it really makes you wonder, is this how they're moving them all? Right here.
Now, don't miss what he just said and what the caption said. Y'all got to read the caption. HRC, better known as apparently HC to most people if you don't, you know, recognize the initials of the middle name, because I didn't know the, you know, the middle name was R, or, you know, initial was R, but HC, pay attention to that HC. And you see the topic we talking about and think about laptop, your scandals, you know, maybe that'll help you out a little bit. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the Secret Service code name for that individual.
So let's talk about this port strike. Like, It's not because of money. Like, it has nothing to do with money. Like, I've literally seen multiple people on TikTok posting about the port strikes and issues with like toilet paper and things like that. We're supposed to have all these issues again, like COVID. Well, tell me why that they're complaining and going on strike because they hear children screaming from these containers. Like, are you serious? You see children screaming or hear them screaming. Like, why are we not getting some help out here? Like, to help these children that are in these containers. Like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? Can anybody tell me, like, why we hear children screaming in these containers? Is it trafficking? Does it have something to do with, like, the P. Diddy thing? Or what? Like, somebody tell me what's going on.
Y'all ain't catching the drift. Pay attention.
Huge news. We were able to secure insider footage of the ongoing port strike negotiations led by none other than the ILA's president, Harold Daggett. We're just going to cut to the clip.
They're scared.
Of what?
They took the money, Frank. And now they deliver the votes, they figure the feds are going to be on them too. I'm sorry, Frank. Look, you find a way of putting this FBI thing to bed, and then maybe we can come back the next session with a grain pier. All right, you'll have a couple of people down there knowing they owe you a vote or two. I don't know what else to say. I don't. Sorry, Frank.
You know what the trouble is, Brucey? We used to make shit in this country, build shit. Now we just put our hand in the next guy's pocket.
Y'all, hold up. That was a very important statement. That whole clip. You got to think about what he's saying, man. Greed could lead to betrayal. Is what they're getting at, man. You know, they might have been okay doing that. Allegedly, they might have been okay doing that this whole time, turning a blind eye. Because you got to wonder, ask yourself, why now are they, coming out saying this and want to go on strike and talking about the reasons because of the containers and the screaming and all that. But it's been going on for a long time. Why are you waiting now to say something and be like you against it? Maybe they know them alphabet boys is coming down, cracking down on them, and they scared now. They not getting paid no more. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they getting cracked down on for accepting those, the BRIs. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, you can know what I'm talking about. I mean, come on, it makes sense. Them people don't want to, leave their families and stuff and be, in shackles. Just think about that, man. It's a lot more going on to what they telling you on the news other than the automations and all that, this AI stuff and everything, man. Come on now. And the pay is the least of it. I'm telling you. Don't believe all that. Come on now. We know better than that. They pit it in the movies and the TV shows, man. Even the cartoons, y'all. Like I always say, it's never a coincidence. You got to keep your eyes open.
The Ever Given, if you include the value of the ship, the value of the fuel on board, and the 17,000 odd containers it was carrying, it comes to about $1 billion.
This is one of the largest objects that humans have ever put on the ocean. There was a crew of 25, led by a captain named Krishnan Kanthavel, a very experienced mariner from Tamil Nadu.
It had set sail from Asia and was due to arrive in Rotterdam a couple of weeks later.
In the Suez Canal, you typically transit early in the morning. So the Ever Given would have been emerging from the Red Sea, coming into the Suez Canal. There were terrible winds at that point, whipping sand, a really severe storm, and enough wind, in fact, that some vessels decided that they did not want to proceed through the canal on that day. The captain of the Ever Given, Captain Cantavel, would have had a choice about whether to proceed. It is always the final decision of the captain. But there are huge financial pressures on a captain in this situation. The shipping industry is a just-in-time business. A captain of his experience would be keenly aware that there were huge amounts of money riding on getting his cargo to Europe on time.
If you look at the Suez Canal from a satellite, it looks like a fairly straight shot through the desert with a couple of lakes on the way. And you would imagine, I imagined, that it wouldn't be particularly difficult to steer a ship straight through the passage. But actually, it's a very stressful thing to do, we're told by all the sailors and captains that we spoke to. It's a very narrow gap in places, 200 meters or so wide and quite shallow. So any mistake, is liable to cause an incident of some kind.
So when big ships come into narrow waterways, typically they will take on board at least one pilot. And a pilot is someone who really intimately knows a particular area and can advise the captain and the helmsman of a ship who may not be familiar with that waterway on what to avoid, dangerous currents, submerged hazards, that kind of thing.
They don't actually steer the ship, but they give instructions as to the best way to get through. And they have to communicate with the captain and the other crew on the bridge of the Ever Given, which is a difficult conversation to have because the captain and the crew are mostly using English. The Egyptian pilots would mostly have been speaking in Arabic, so it would have been quite difficult for them to have a proper conversation.
2 million barrels?
We were told by almost everyone we interviewed that the dynamic between the captain and the crew and the local Egyptian officials can be a tense one when they're going through Suez. And there's a few reasons for that. The captain is the master of his ship. In normal circumstances, he has complete control over the crew. He's the boss. But when you go through Suez, you have to surrender some of that control to the local pilots, whose job it is to steer the vessel through the canal.
When you do speak to people in the shipping industry, you will quickly learn that Suez pilots have a pretty mixed reputation.
We had lots of reports of pilots asking for cigarettes, for example, asking for other gifts in return for their cooperation in getting through the canal. And all of these things add up to make it quite a fraught situation.
So the Ever Given comes into the canal in these very windy conditions, and you have to think about the scale here. This is a vessel that is
2 million barrels. All those are big numbers in a disgrace, but 2 million barrels? Man, come on now. That's crazy work.
I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. Alright? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington.
What? Denzel? Come on, not Denzel. I thought he was one of those Warner people. I guess that's how he knew, huh?
Yo, a 15-year-old boy accidentally locked himself into a shipping container while playing hide and seek. He was found 6 days later in another country. A little shit one, hide and seek.
Sad.
Did y'all see this?
We also have another major issue going on in our ports right now, and I just wanted to speak on it because I don't think a lot of people understand why they're striking. One of the major reasons I've been seeing coming out of videos and reports from people talking about it is that they get tired of hearing children screaming inside the containers. Yeah, you heard that right. The workers are striking, and one of the main reasons is they're tired of hearing humans being shipped over and screaming and banging on the inside of the shipping containers to get out. I understand we have a serious human trafficking issue in this country. I just did not think it was this bad.
So this is crazy, right? I'm not gonna say this man is lying, but it's hearsay at best because I haven't seen any reports of longshoremen finding children in shipping containers. I feel like if they did, then it would have been on their long list of demands, but who knows? Like maybe they could be scared into silence because human trafficking goes hella deep. Like there are several layers to it.
I feel like if this was something that was seriously going on, that a video would have been leaked, or at least a Reddit thread would have been made about it. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down below.
Man, this shit ain't no joke.
Girl, you don't know the half. So why I typed in people screaming in the shipping container to try to go down this rabbit hole and find out what's going on. And I ran across a video, child, of these folks that discovered this shipping container. And it was so heavy that they boss told them to, you know what I'm saying, remove whatever was keeping it tied down like that there. Girl, so obviously the shipping container was owned by a doctor, girl. A damn doctor. And girl, little do they know, when they opened that thing up, a head flipped up out of there and hit the boy's foot. And all they could do was throw up. Girl, they said it was thousands of unalive fetuses in the damn shipping container. It was owned by a doctor at a abortion clinic. Girl, do you know what? Do you know I would have had a stroke if I had saw some shit like that? There's no way I would be okay, and I would be putting in my 2 weeks notice. No, I wouldn't even be putting in the notice. I'd be quitting that job on the spot, cause not you got me having nightmares about seeing no doggone unalive fetuses. I done seen enough in my life, but I sure enough don't want to run across no shit like that. That's what I get for going down this rabbit hole. I can't, absolutely not.
Man, all seriousness though.
Malvin Weisberg, a pathologist, owned a large storage container which he kept in his backyard. When he failed to make the final 2 payments, it was repossessed.
We made a decision to repossess it because his check did not clear the bank. And so we sent the truck out to pick up the container.
I rolled out there and took the box up and started pulling it up. And it was so heavy, it just it broke the winch.
And we couldn't get it off the trailer, so we had to leave it on the trailer because it was too heavy. So I was asked by Nick to have a crew go down and unload the container at the other yard.
I got a radio call that from Ron Gillette, the foreman. And he said the men were throwing up and there was something really wrong.
One of them fell down and hit me right in front of my feet. And it was opened up, and there it was. It was a mutilated body. And the more closer I looked at it, it was a human body.
And when I came to work the following day, I saw it myself. I couldn't believe it. And just little bitty babies, just all quarter pieces. Their heads chopped off, arms, legs, it just makes you sick to see something like that. Well, it really just, it makes you want to cry when you see something like that.
Starting at the very front of this container, it was just wall clear to the ceiling and clear to the sides, filled with them.
I really don't want to witness it again. Not what I saw.
Well, as a supervisor for the County of Los Angeles, we found out through the media that 17,000 infants had been stored in a container. So we asked for an investigation by the district attorney and the coroner's office. We found approximately 190 were over 20 weeks of age. I think some as old as 25, 27 weeks. We had a court order that we would allow us to bury these infants, being a humane act. And the ACLU comes in again saying that this is just tissue. We want to incinerate them, and there's no need for a burial. Because if you had a burial, somehow that's going to create a problem. Problem for whom?
And at that time, I think everybody there realized this was wrong, that it was really wrong. Everybody standing there felt that way. Even the coroner's office, I could sense that they were treating this like they were dead people, and they are dead people. That's the way everybody treated it. Evidently, the ACLU doesn't feel that way. And then transferred it all into to the original container, and as I understand, it's still up in a county yard someplace.
Is it refrigerated?
No, it's in a steel container.
And how long, do you have any idea how long it'll be there?
I don't know, but it's been 2 years now, so who knows?
Man, what is wrong with these people, man? I ain't gonna tell you what they need done to them, man. It is crazy.
Has anybody stopped to think about what's going to happen to the people in the containers if these people at the ports go on strike? Yeah, I went there. Do you know there's like an entire industry where they ship living things? If the ports go on strike and things stop moving, what happens to the living entities in the containers? I'm serious. I'm totally not joking when I'm asking this, because we've all come to light what has come to light, the industry that takes place with a particular set of shipping, okay? And now with the strike that's going on, what happens with the strike? Things stop moving, right? So containers have now stopped moving. They're not going to their destination, they're stopped. They're stuck. You're in a metal box with no air conditioning, no running water, unless, from what I've heard, they actually have containers that are built like little apartments. So, but then again, how long does that last? How long can they sit in these things? So you don't hear people talking about this at all. You hear about the strike, you hear about certain, different reasons why the strike is going on, but nobody's asking the question about the living beings within the containers and how long could they last if the shipping containers don't move. That's where my mind is today. I can't help it. Like, it's sad to even think this even takes place, but now to even think that they're stuck because people want to go on strike because they want more money, a lot more money. I don't know. There's so many different stories. And then I just got to go on with my day like it's normal while these people could be potentially just baking. God be with people. Oh my God, cleanse this world of this darkness. This is sad.
Now, speaking of not doing things and, and holding these people up, what y'all expect people to do that can't get into those shipyards? What would you do if you found a container with someone inside or some people inside and they need to get out of there? They need to be freed and stuff. They've been held hostage like that. What would you do? And if anybody knows the length time that you probably could be in one of those containers without air or with a limited amount of air, how long? What's the longest time? What's the time limit on how long you could breathe? Stay in one of those containers. That gets a certain amount of air in it. You know what I mean? If you know, let me know down below in the comment section, please. Thank you.
This video was taken just moments after a woman found a truck full of children's bodies. This video was originally posted on Facebook back in 2018 and it has been circulating the internet since. This incident took place at a gas station in Michoacan, Mexico, where the lady worked at. Her job was to inspect the semi-trucks that passed through the gas station. And as she was inspecting a particular truck, she noticed that the back door of the truck was left a little open. She then took a look inside the back of the truck and saw something that turned her whole world upside down. She saw hundreds of children's body parts on multiple black bags. I'm talking about pieces of little legs, little arms, and decapitated heads. The lady then started panicking as seen in the beginning of the video. She was trying to let the words out but couldn't due to the distress. The only word she couldn't say was that she wanted to go home and see her kids. Guys, I don't know exactly what happened to the woman afterwards, but many people online claimed that the woman went to the police and told them what happened. And a couple days later, she was found inside a suitcase completely dismembered with a letter that said, "This is what you get for being a snitch." This is a really, really sad story to talk about.
That's devastating. I couldn't even imagine.
These food companies use fetal cells from aborted babies to flavor. The fetal cell is actually called Cinomix or Cinomix. All the Pepsi soft drinks, Mountain Dew soft drinks, Mug root beer, Ocean Spray beverages, Tazo beverages, AMP energy beverages, Aquafina water, Double Shot energy beverages, Lipton tea, Propel, Gatorade, and Tropicana. It's also in all the coffee creamers, Maggie brand instant soups, Bubbaloo, Bubblegum, Bubblicious, Chiclets, Dentine, Stride, Trident, Sour Patch Kid, Swedish Fish, Swedish Berries, Hall's Cough Drops, just to name a few. It's a flavor enhancer. It's designed to trick the tongue to not pick up bitter taste. It's in Campbell soups and many more. The elite witches sacrifice babies in spell work. The compounds of the blood go into the food, same with the aborted babies. Selective consume to spell work more. I just figure you should know.
Man, this ain't a joke, man. And if you don't know, if you didn't know, now you know. And if you don't believe me, go do your own research. I promise you, you're going to be like, what? Man, this is man, it's a crazy world. Evil, wicked place we live on. Man, I'm telling you, believe that.
Is that why Pepsi's sweeter than Coke?
We also have another major issue going on in our porch.
That's not meant to be a joke. I don't know why people like they be thinking that stuff to laugh about.
And I just wanted to speak on it because I don't think a lot of people understand why they're striking. One of the major reasons I've been seeing coming out of videos and reports from people talking about it is that they get tired of hearing children screaming inside the container.
Well, I hope that helped out a lot of people that, you know, probably wasn't believing what, you know, was going around about the containers and the screaming and everything. And then some people out there didn't even know nothing about this until now or until recently, like earlier today. But I hope it helped, you know, inform a lot of you out there, because it helped inform me a lot more, you know, about what's really going on out here in the world. And I appreciate all my new subscribers. I appreciate all my day one subscribers, man. Y'all the real MVPs. It's all love, man. And I couldn't do it without y'all, just like I couldn't do it without these TikTok creators. And the man upstairs, the Most High, y'all, I appreciate it all, man. Y'all show them some love. Go show, you know, go to their pages on TikTok, hit the like button, subscribe, or, you know, follow them on TikTok, show them some love, just like y'all show me. And if you're new to my channel, y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell on your way out. And if you've been on my channel, y'all don't forget to like the videos. Y'all know how it goes, man, for real, for real. And if you've been watching for a while already, don't forget to subscribe, man, because there's a lot of people out here that just be watching the videos, don't hit the like button, don't subscribe, but they be watching the videos every time they pop up and they watch them to the end. I just don't get it, man. It's simple, it's free, it's not gonna cost you nothing. Like I say, man, I hope you have a good one. It's your main man, MoneybaggCoo. I'm out. I'll holler at y'all. Take it easy and want to give me some rest.